take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame. Yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag. Taking it slow, it's something I don't. I jump and I hope, I grab on the rope, I climb and I go. I find something more, I wish you could know all the feelings that I have, but you really. And now I feel like I'm running from myself all the time. All these doubts keep on coming while I think that you're mine. And this pain can be numbing, I don't think I'll be alright. If you think that we're nothing, then I'm just wasting time. Why don't you just take me back again? I always wanted to be more than friends. I never wanted us to ever end. Why don't you just take me back again? I always wanted to be more than friends. I never wanted us to ever end again. The rose withers, there's no pictures. I forget her, don't regret her. Hope she feels better. I'd hurt her never, heart's deader. Hold it forever, I won't surrender, no center. My heart's leather, hope I feel better. They say that pain is just a part of the mind. I swear that I'm fine, I know that she used to be mine. But things change with time, I think I'm over. Alright, I wanna live in freedom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. We're here for the Northeast Shootout, live here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. These guys are getting ready to fill out the practice session. We're moments away from qualifying. Make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss a thing. Taylor Chip Willis from Skowhegan, Maine. Local hometown track here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're moments away from modified racing.
Fair trade, I'd rather turn up the heat, screwing I say.
Ladies and gentlemen, seeing some more guys tune into the stream here live from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Northeast Shootout in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheelin' Modified Division, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You see the checker flag right there for the practice session. We're getting ready to go qualifying. Who is going to set the quick time here tonight in the I-85 Asphalt Series race number 2 here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway? Freddie the flagman up there ripping and sipping that damn flag. You see him. He's getting ready to wrap these guys up. We're getting ready to go racing here in the modified division. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 for qualifying session? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll cut the music down just a tad bit here as we get some of these guys coming out here. Looks like it's going to be the lucky contestant. It's going to be number 10 of Corey Tesner driving. Looks like it's going to be the Mayhew late model. Modified. But if you're looking for late model, that's tomorrow night right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The I-85 Asphalt Series late models division takes on the New Smyrna Speedway. Corey Riptide Tesner coming up to his first lap in qualifying. Corey's first ever modified appearance here in the Northeast Shootout. He'll make the trip up north from South Carolina. He'll take it down in the turns 1 and 2 and ride the bottom of the racetrack here. Down the back straightaway, Corey Tesner goes. He's ripping and gripping that thing. Beautiful race car here. Beautiful day for racing. The sun is out, beaming out on the racetrack. We're looking at the weather report here. Looks like the track temp sitting at about 98 degrees Fahrenheit as we currently speak. Corey Tesner will come up off the bottom there, trying to get a great angle off turn 4, get as much speed as possible. Corey Tesner crosses the line. P1, P2, P3 now for Corey Tesner's Mark Haynes, Chris Schaffner, and some of these other guys. He goes down to P4. We're going to keep dropping positions here, but Corey Tesner coming off of turn 2 here, qualifying to complete his session here in the quick time live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in here. Make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss a thing here. Corey Tesner off turns 3 and 4 from Greer, South Carolina. Where is he going to post? Currently sitting in the 4th place spot. Looks like it's going to be P3 currently for Corey Tesner. Looks like here's the number 88 of Andrew Allen from Guilford, Connecticut, right here, local near the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Don't have to make a trip far here as he's coming off of turn 4. Andrew Allen currently sits 11. Where is he going to post? P6 for Andrew Allen here. Looks like Chris Schaffner coming into turns 3 and 4 here on his second lap on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Modified division. The number 22 from High Point, North Carolina, in the cookout machine, coming through the restart zone. Where will he get? Looks like it's going to be P4 currently right now for him. And here comes cousin Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina, driving the purple-orange, representing the Tigers here at Tyler's Pub at the Pier. Make sure you go check out Tyler's Pub at the Pier in Clemson, South Carolina. Tell them the Madness Racing League, the I-85 Asphalt Series, or the All Out Dirt Tour sent you. See if they can't get you shaking and baking there on their restaurants. The number 59 is currently on the board here. He's going to round out the 17th place spot. Here's the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard here, currently shaking out the 19th place spot on his second lap right here. He's ripping the top side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. The 22-year-old comes off of turn 4 here to complete his first lap. He'll jump up to the 13th place spot here as we're trying to get multiple guys on the stream. John Michael Bryant's done with his lap. Here, Showtime Chase Johnson from Greer, South Carolina. He's out on the racetrack in the number 1 modified. He'll take the bottom side of racetrack, get a great arc off the corner here as he comes ripping and shitting and getting through the Geico restart zone. Currently P4, where will Chase Johnson go? He'll rise up to the P2 spot. Looks like cousin Big Country Kyle will go around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in his second lap here. Nicholas Maynard coming to conclusion of his second one. He'll round out P5 here. Chris Schaffner, he'll cook out the Diablo Schaffner machine. The number 22 here, coming out on the bottom of the 3 and 4. He'll take the middle side of the racetrack here. Where will Chris Schaffner post here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel? Coming through the Geico restart zone. Chris Schaffner will stay right where he's at, P7, and I think that's going to do it for everybody here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It looks like the number 79 of Mark Haynes will sit on the pole tonight here. We take the green flag for the Northeast Shootout. Don't go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. We ask you to please rise and stand as you're able as we get ready to take on tonight's national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you standing up here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go grab those cigarettes, grab those beers. We're getting ready to go modified racing. Ladies and gentlemen, they're starting to shake out the field here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Guys are going to start loading in the field. Here they come. Make sure you're slapping that like button, pressing that follow button here as we get ready to start the drivers' introductions once everybody loads in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This is the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division here. We got about, looks like 18 cars shaking out the field tonight to tackle on the Magic Mile here, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, we're missing a couple more here, and we'll get started here while we're waiting on these guys to load in here. We'll currently throw up the current point standing here before we take on the modified at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It looks like Mark Haynes was the points leader here. He picked up the win 2 weeks ago in the season kickoff opener at the Thompson Speedway. And Caleb Willett, excuse me, he'll round out. He'll get a top 5 along with John Michael Bryant. These two guys, a couple of these guys looking out to shake it out here. A couple of new guys as well rounding out the field here. We'll jump back to the main broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get cranking and thinking for the driver's introduction here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Starting on the pole tonight, driving the number 79 modified. Looks like that's going to be Mark Haynes, winning his second pole on the season. And on the outside of him will be the number 1 modified from Greer, South Carolina, of Showtime, Chase Johnson. Chris Knighty and Caleb Taterchit Willett from Skowhegan, Maine will round out the second row here. Chris Knighty Maverick rounding out the P4 here on the qualifying session here for the Booty Scoot Racing channel's modified division. That'll be his best round out so far here up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, starting in the 4th place spot here tonight, looks like it's going to be the 5th place spot, excuse me. It's going to be the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard from Wilford, South Carolina here. He's looking to make something shake here in New Hampshire, and on the outside of him will be the number 22 Cookout Machine of Chris Schaffner from High Point, North Carolina, and James Fountain in the number 24 Wheeling Modified from Greenville, South Carolina will round out the inside of him. And Travo Wall in the number 7. Looks like that's going to be champion Wheeling Modified Machine from Pelzer, South Carolina, looking to shake, rattle, and roll at the Magic Mile. Andrew Allen in the number 88 Wheeling Modified from Gulfport, Connecticut. Round out, looks like it's going to be the 9th place spot here on the bottom side. It's going to have the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina, winner of the Bristol race for the recruitment for the I-85 modified division. He's looking to make something shake. Corey Tesner on the outside of him from Greer, South Carolina, along with Colby Westcott in the number 5 Toyota Wheeling Modified. On the inside of him will be the number 11 of Mason Cothran in the Red Bull Wheeling Modified here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And on the outside of him, it's going to be cousin Big Country Fountain from Clinton, South Carolina. It looks like Poncho, the Rain Man McDowell, is going to round out. Looks like the 15th place spot back here. Here goes Dallas Knox in the number 4 from Farmington, Delaware. He shakes out the back of the field with the number 14, the number 8 from Greer, South Carolina, Tony Cook. It looks like Joshua Thornton's going to round out shotgun tail end of the field here. Mark Haynes is getting ready to leave Peter the Pace Car around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are getting ready to go racing here in the modified division for race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go grab those beers, strap those seat belts, light those cigarettes. We're getting ready to go racing here in New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen. 60 laps. We're set for overtime if we need them here. 2 overtimes are in the book. Peter the Pace Car down on pit road. We're green here in the Northeast Shootout. 3 wide immediately. Chase Johnson shoved 3 wide by Caleb Taterchit Willett on the outside here. They'll roll. Looks like they're going to be able to shake things out here through turns 1 and 2 here. Live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in the modified division. Down the back straightaway they'll go. Single file. Some of these guys battling hard. Coming to the completion of the first lap here. Looks like Caleb Willett will lead the first lap over Chase Johnson and Mark Haynes here. Coming across the start-finish line, Chris Schaffner, the number 22, falls hard here in the 2nd, 4th place spot. He's up 2 positions. And it looks like Chris Knighty from B-Town, Indiana, in the top 5 here, rolling down the bottom side. Meanwhile, we got a pile up back here. These guys are starting to shake things out here. Nowhere to hide here in the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. You guys are going to have to shitting and getting it The number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. He'll rip the top side of the racetrack here. Looks like he didn't have much option. As here comes the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tesner looking to make his way through the field. Mayhew on the back of the race car. Mayhem here on the racetrack. Corey Tesner sinking his way through the field. That'll be the 23 of John Michael Bryant looking on the outside. The number 88 of Andrew Allen not able to get it successful. Meanwhile, Trevor Wall looking to get around the triple deuce of Chris Knighty here down the back straightaway. Caleb Wellett was the race leader here. He looks like he's going to have Mark Hayes looking on the inside. Battle for the race lead here. 3 laps are complete here in the modified division for the Northeast Shootout. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Mark Hayes out front now. He'll lead a lap here. Every lap is 1 point added to your total score. Points paying out to the entire field here. Battles all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're liking what you're seeing, make sure you're slapping that like button, pressing that follow button. We're live here for the Northeast Shootout. Several northern guys versus the southern guys here. A couple of Yankees taking on a couple of country rednecks, if you know what I'm talking about here. But so far, it's going to be Mark Haynes here. He's taking over the race lead from Caleb Willett as they run through turns 3 and 4 here. The number 79 out front here with Showtime Chase Johnson trying to charge hard here from the 3rd place spot. It'll be Chris Schaffner. It looks like Travo Walls moved himself up here to the top 5 spot here. He'll get around the triple deuce of Chris Knighty. Then it'll be the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tesner, followed by the kid of Nicholas Maynard, who'll have James Fountain battling hard on the outside. This is the battle for the 8th place spot here between Nicholas Maynard and James Fountain. Looks like Nicholas Maynard will think better of it here. He'll look down on the bottom side here, look back down on the middle. These guys are piling through the field here. We'll look back here, a couple more guys. Battles all over the racetrack. Guys are starting to get spread out here. No sets of tires here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division here. You got to keep on what you got. You got to save here. Trevor Wall, the number 7, ripping the turns 1 and 2, trying to run down the 22 of Chris Schaff. Ladies and gentlemen, slap those hands, stomp those feet. Trevor Wall ripping and shitting here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Seeing some speed out of the Pelzer, South Carolina driver. Maybe the modifieds is where he needs the big tire. Following right in his track is El Diablo, of Chris Schaffner. Making me hungry for a hamburger. The cookout machine absolutely on fire. No pun intended down here down the back straightaway. As he'll lose a little bit of touch here to the guy behind him of Travo Wall here, but he'll pull up to the back bumper of Showtime Chase Johnson. He's looking to ride on the middle side of the racetrack here. 7 laps are complete here, riding out the ass end of Chris Schaffner here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So you go check out the in-car view live of what you're looking at right now on the YouTube page at Fabric Schaffner as he continues to try to work the right rear quarter panel of Showtime Chase Johnson as they come across turn 2. Chase Johnson a little loose off the corner there. That'll open up the door for Chris Schaffner here as they cross underneath the turn 3 USA Today machine. Ladies and gentlemen, want to forget, we paid tribute to Adam Petty, who lost his life here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway back in 2000. As he takes a hard hit into turns 3 and 4 here. A lot of these guys wearing Adam Petty patches on their race cars and on their patches for their suits here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looked like Nicholas Maynard was having a tough time trying to get around Chris Knighty. Meanwhile, the Maverick, Chris Knighty and Nicholas Maynard continue to go around, but it looks like Chris Knighty is going to put around Nicholas Maynard here and sell away here. Got a couple guys back here battling hard. Or it looks like that's going to be Big Country Kyle Fountain in the number 59 purple machine for Jim Fountain Racing. He'll take the top side of the racetrack. It looks like the number 4 of Dallas Knox looking to make it 3 wide up the middle. He won't get it. Here comes Mason Cothran down on the bottom side. Mason Cothran making his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the first time ever. Don't know why I repeated it. Need one of those Red Bulls that he's got sponsoring. Seeing him in the haulers, chugging him down here. He's loose off the corner. Mason Cothran, save it please. Bang, hard into the outside wall. Caution flag out here. Big shot from Mason Cothran. It looks like we'll bring in the announcer Jinx here. We'll back that ass up on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for an I-85 Wheeling Modified instant replay. Mason Cothran gets loose off the corner and goes around. We were just talking about the number 11 Red Bull machine. Take a look here as he was on the bottom side of the racetrack here. Had Dallas Knox on the outside of him here. Just gets loose off the corner. Bites it back hard here, and he'll take it hard into the outside wall. Traffic coming your way. And you see what Mason Cothran's seen as they come flying through your living room. We're under caution for the first time here with cleanup on the back straightaway. We'll be back in no time. Don't go nowhere.
Damn fine. Gotta lock her up and throw away the key. Or you can lock her up and give the key. So let's take it down low. Drop the can to the ground floor. I just wanna go and explore. and explore. Ooh, baby, I just want more. I want more. Got a body like a rock star, a rock star. Yeah, that shit is looking rock hard. Yeah, rock hard. I would put her on the roster, cause she keeps on getting hotter and hotter. Ooh, baby, let's go. She doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like a pro. Oh, baby, let's go. She doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like...
Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you're looking down here at the Northeast Shootout, live from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on the TikTok platform. Working the first caution flag of the night for the number 11 of Mason Cawthron. He gets loose, goes around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's time to pay the bills. We hate to show it to you. We got to the I-85 Asphalt Series, presented by Pop's Porch Bed Swings, custom made and handcrafted bed swings for your porch. 864-978-1913. Or go check them out on Facebook at Pop's Porch Bed Swings. The I-85 Asphalt Series presented by TCW Employee-Owned Trucking. Make sure you go hit out Keyshawn Hill if you're in the upstate of South Carolina, as he'll deliver it all across the southeast around the United States. The I-85 Asphalt Series presented by Maccabee's Auto Services, LLC. Make sure you go check out Brandon Maccabee. Contact him today, 864-256-1346 for all your preventive maintenance, brake services, suspension repairs, transmission services. You see it right there. Or email them at maccabeeautorepair@gmail.com. Tell them the Madness Racing League or the Booty Scoot Racing channel sent you. Brandon Maccabee, the best in the upstate. We got time for one more bill here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, presented by Bagwell Power, sponsoring everything auto, small engine related, and hydro. We're working the caution flag here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. If you're just tuning in here, Mason Cawthron gets a little loose off the corner and goes around here, but Peter the pace car's got them all filed up double wide down the back straightaway. We're getting ready to go racing again. Ladies and gentlemen, the best way to support us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel while we're live is to smash that like button. All the full races presented on the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing LLC. Make sure you go over there, press that subscribe button, press that follow button. It really helps us out here. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to go back racing here in the Northeast Shootout from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Mark Haynes has been out front when he made a move around the number 1 of Tater Chip Wheelen. As he get ready to work him back through the Geico restart zone. We're getting ready to go back racing. Peter the pace car down on pit road. The Northeast Shootout back green here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live on the TikTok platform. Several of these guys making it 3 wide back here through the field here as they work themselves through turns 1 and 2 here. Looks like they were able to keep it nose to tail. Most of these guys here, again, no sets of tires, excuse me, here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the modified divisions, and they're going to have to keep it underneath them. Save a little bit of tire here and work it to their best of ability. It looks like Mark Haynes was able to scrape around Caleb Willett there off of turns 3 and 4. He'll redeem the race lead here. Back green for the completion of the first lap here for the Northeast Shootout. Since the caution flag for the number 11 of Mason Cawthron. Looks like Mason Cawthron back out on the racetrack here. He's got his number 11 Red Bull machine up and running here. We're looking out the front end of Mason Cawthron as he works behind. Looks like that's going to be the number 7 of Poncho McDowell as Jeremy Douglas to put the gas down on the outside of Mason Cawthron here. Working the tail end of the field here. It's Kyle Fountain here. He's got a lot of guys going in and out of him here as he's trying to work around the bottom bumper of the number 2 of Nicholas Maynard on the outside. As you ride along with Country Kyle Fountain across the front stretch here in the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, looking to make a gap here. Get around the number 88 of Andrew Allen here. We'll shoot it back up here. Andrew Allen looking to get around the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard here. Andrew Allen shitting and getting here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nicholas Maynard will sail back bow down on the outside here. Single file down the back straightaway they run. 16 laps are complete here in the ninth event here. Battle for the race lead shaking up here. That's going to be Chris Schaffner. El Diablo bringing some heat here. No pun intended. High Point, North Carolina. Stand up here. Go check out the YouTube page. This is the exact view you'll see as Chris Schaffner walks around the number 79 of Mark Haynes here for the race lead. But he's going to have to fight off the number 1 of Caleb Willett on the outside. He'll get a little loose here. That'll knock him out of the groove here. Several guys into the fence here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. In the modified division here for the Northeast Shootout. North versus South. Tons of Carolina kids versus ton of the Connecticut guys out here up front here. So guys just really trying to fill out the field here. Is number 23 of Jean-Michael Bryant. And the number 23, Rowe Modified, glowing underneath the sun here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. as he works behind the back bumper of Kyle Fountain here in the turns 1 and 2. 18 laps are complete here in the Wheelen Modified Division. John Michael Bryant loose off of turn 2 here. Looks like he'll get the run of the back bumper of Kyle Fountain. Can he make something shake when he gets there? We're out on board with the Boogeyman as he takes it down the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to put that left front on the apron. He'll scoot back up off the bottom, try to get a great diamond exit here, get a good launch off. Looks like he was able to compete here with Kyle Fountain, but not able to complete the pass as Kyle Fountain to put the gas down and sail right by the Boogeyman here in the turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, James Fountain cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. Probably proving he's got some clean air, no one around. The number 24 machine of James Fountain. Look back here a little bit more. Nicholas Maynard is going to be on the inside of Andrew Allen here as they continue to battle it out here for the 9th place spot. Travo Wall sees him in his mirror. He continues to try to pull away from him here. Travo Wall still running top 7 here, trying to shake, rattle, and roll. Side by side across the finish line here. 20 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you tomorrow night, the I-85 Asphalt Series late model division taking on the new Smyrna Speedway. You don't want to miss a damn thing. Make sure you press that follow button so you can go check it out. Full races again once on the YouTube page. The completion of tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Haynes working the race lead here off turns 3 and 4 here, picking off laps here in the Northeast Shootout. This is the Northeastern guy, Mark Haynes. I believe he's from Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't want to mistake him and give him a wrong state of address here. The number 79 rips off turn 2 as the race leader. James Fountain still the fastest car on the racetrack. That last time around, a little bit of discombobulation back here with the number 59 of Kyle Fountain here. Still keeping it in line, but that's going to be Joshua Thompson here in the number 01 down on the bottom side. Excuse me, Joshua Thornton. See, works the bottom side of John Michael Bryant. They'll make a little contact off turn 4 here. The Boogeyman not going to be happy here with the way that he was just raced. Looks like the caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like it's going to be for the number 8 of Tony Cook possibly here. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as he's in the grass along with Mason Cawthron. Mason Cawthron in his second event here on the night. Tony Cook as well here. See, we can't throw up an I-85 modified instant replay here and take a look and see exactly what happened. Tony Cook comes down here into the corner. We'll throw it up to a higher look like disaster in front of Tony Cook here with the number 5 of Colby Westcott. Hard contact here between a couple of these guys. Poncho McDowell able to escape through it, but nowhere to go for Mason Cawthron. We'll back it up one more time here. See if we can't look out the front end of Tony Cook's machine here as he was taking it down into the corner here. Similar to Adam Petty. Could have been way worse, though. Colby Westcott in front of him gets loose. Nowhere to go. Tries to lock it down. Comes right down in front of Tony Cook here. Nowhere for Mason Cawthron to go here as he runs into the back end of Tony Cook here in the Red Bull machine in his second accident of the night. Tony Cook able to get it refired here. We're working caution flag number 2 here. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Getting drunk, second date I fell in love. I can never get enough. Life can get a little tough when it gets a little rough. You look back at the good stuff. Sipping on some whiskey with a girl who's feeling frisky, and my world is spinning tipsy. Man, this alcohol just hit me, baby. Are you coming with me? Take a shot and let's get busy. Got the whole damn night. Let's do something hella risky. I just wanna make a memory. She don't wanna ever leave. Wanna leave a legacy. We're sipping on the balcony. I'm mixing like it's alchemy. I'm fixed on her anatomy. We're living life lavishly. We live it like a fantasy. Sometimes I drink too much. Sometimes I get too drunk. But every time I wake up, I think to myself, I love being hungover. Sometimes I drink too much. Sometimes I get too drunk. But every time I wake up, I think to myself.
Bang, bang, bang! Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Northeast Shootout. Tony Cook involved in the caution flag here. We're working caution flag number 2 here. He brings it off pit road here. Looks like he's got the majority of that machine fixed here. We'll cut down the music here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad if you're just joining us here. We're working the second caution flag for Tony Cook. No problem of his own is the number 5 of Colby Westcott there. It looks like he got loose out of the corner. It's nowhere for the number 8 of Tony Cook to go. Looks like Mason Cawthron was involved as well. He'll park it on pit road and take it down to the garage, battling some handling conditions. Not able to get back out on the racetrack here. Looks like we're going to get the 1 to go flag this time around behind Peter the pace car. Give you the field rundown here. Looks like Mark Haynes is going to be the race leader here as he drove up to the race lead and has been leading ever since. But Caleb Willett On the outside from Skohagen, Maine, the Northeastern guy. Battling here in the second place spot for the Northeast Shootout. Looking for a chance for the win here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Some great racing so far. Showtime Chase Johnson's going to get the third place spot here on the restart. Chris Schaffner from High Point, North Carolina will make the trip up here from up north. So another Southern guy will round out the second row on the outside. Corey Tesner made his way through the field there, up 5 spots from where he started. It looks like he's going to round out. It looks like it's going to be the 5th place spot on the bottom side. And James Fountain will get the third row outside. On the outside of Corey Tesner with Travo Wall on the inside. It looks like it's going to be Andrew Allen on the outside of him. We've worked up the caution flag here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Things are nice and neat, clean. Speedy dry down on the racetrack. Getting ready to re-rack them, send them on their way here. Caleb Whitlet on the outside. Mark Haynes, the race leader. Lead them through the Geico restart zone. Back green here in the Northeast Shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take this time to take our first I-85 Modified Division fast and loud as Kyle Fountain sends it up the middle 3 wide. Back here from the fast and loud, Travo Wall gets a little bit loose there. He'll end it for us. We appreciate you guys slapping that like button as these guys were shitting and getting around the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here in the Northeast Shootout. Before we took it to the fast and loud, we seen the number 59 of Kyle Fountain send it 3 wide up the middle on the restart in the turns 1 and 2. And it'll pay out big time to him. He's up 7 spots from where he started. Kyle Fountain on the move for the hard charge. Meow, 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 meow. Mark Haynes, the race leader. Chase Johnson able to clear for second place around Tater Chip Willett. Chris Schaffner with a huge run here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. He's up to the 4th place spot, but he's got Corey Tesner all over the back bumper as they battle into turns 1 and 2. We appreciate you guys tuning in here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Make sure you slap that like button. Press that follow button as Corey Tesner trying to get around the 22 of Chris Schaffner as he gets a little loose off of turn 2. Down into turns 3 and 4. We're looking out the front end of Corey Riptide Tesner. Trying to stay patient with the throttle here, working the tires. It looks like he was able to clear around the number 22 here for a slide job, but Chris Schaffner will undercut it here, trying to battle back for his position. 30 laps complete. So we've officially reached the halfway point here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. These guys have been going at it all night long. Kyle Fountain trying to close up the gap there to his brother James Fountain. The two Fountain brothers running nose to tail right here. They just got to close the gap up. James Fountain working the back bumper of El Diablo. That'll be Kyle Fountain, followed by Andrew Allen and Nicholas Maynard here, still battling it out for the 8th and 9th place spot. Joshua Thornton in the number 01 will put the bumper to the number 02 like it's next in order. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Thornton making his Booty Scoot Racing debut here as he takes the middle side, trying to work around the 02 off turn 2. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll have to take a look and see what happened. Maybe possibly Chris Knighty involved. Jeremy Douglas involved. Looks like Mason Cawthorn back out on the racetrack as well. Smoking here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a look and see exactly what happened as these two were battling door to door here through turns 3 and 4. Yes, Mason Cawthorn on the top side. Looks like Jeremy Douglas down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Battling door to door across the front stretch here. Mason Cawthorn involved in his 3rd caution of the night. Looks like no wrongdoing of his own. Looks like he was left hooked by the number 21. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll ride on board with the number 21 of Jeremy Douglas here, and see if we cannot see. He got into the left rear of Mason Cawthron, working the outside there in the Red Bull machine. You just see it. He gets into the left rear of Mason Cawthron and sends him around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And that looks like it's going to do it for Mason Cawthron here, as he is up in smoke here across the front straightaway. We'll be back in a moment here, working the third caution flag of the night.
You're irresponsible, too many obstacles. You gotta stop it, yo, you gotta take it slow. You can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight?
Bang, bang! Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, you hear the music ripping and raving. I just seen your mom jumping up and down in the stands with her shirt up, ripping and raving for the number 23 machine of John Michael Bryant, as she always does. You really need to control that lady traveling around the country trying to track down the 29-year-old. Might be a stalking felony charge. John Michael Bryant, though, with a big run here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. He picked up the victory in the recruitment race in Bristol. Looking to do the same here tonight at Loudon if he can get this thing moving and grooving. But you better get your mom moving and grooving before your dad gets pissed off and go grabs another beer. He's not happy with the way she was acting here. Almost asking for a divorce in the back straightaway. You should have heard it. Mark Haynes, the race leader, with Chase Johnson on the outside. Tater Chip's going to get the third place spot here with Corey Tesner. Fast modified here. He's up to the fourth place spot with Chris Schaffner. Been moving and grooving here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the caution flag here. He's up to the top 5 spot. James Fountain in the 6th place spot with his brother, Country Big Kyle Fountain. Right behind him here, can the two Fountain brothers shake it out here for a position, get themselves to the front here. We're a little bit under the halfway point. Andrew Allen looks like he's going to get the 8th place spot here with Nicholas Maynard getting the 9th place spot. It looks like Josh Thornton in the number 01 will shake out in the top 10 here with Dallas Knox, the Canadian. Moving down here to Farmington, Delaware, one of the Northeasterns here in the Northeast Shootout. Looking to make something shake here. Poncho McDowell will get the 12th place spot on the outside. Looks like Tony Cook and John Michael Bryant here are going to be door to door as well. Get ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Racked and reloaded. Get ready to go booting and scooting, as we would say here. Mark Haynes has been dominating up to this point. Already got a win underneath his belt. He won 2 weeks ago at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson, meanwhile, on the outside here in the 2nd place spot here. We're underneath the halfway point here. Getting ready to go racing in the Northeast Shootout once more. You can see in here underneath the radio, underneath the caution flag, tempers are starting to flare here. Guys, not happy with some of the way that the other ones are treating them, racing them hard. Back into the restart zone here off of turns 3 and 4. Peter, the pace car, is going to pull on the pit road. Mark Haynes is going to lead them to the Geico restart zone. Back green here in the Northeast Shootout. Mark Haynes, will get a great jump there. Caleb Whitlett looking down the bottom side of the racetrack early, though, here. He'll get down on the left side of Corey Tesner. Corey Tesner to put the back bumper to Chase Johnson, give him a huge shot into turns 1 and 2. That'll send Chase Johnson up the top side of the racetrack. 3 wide here down the back straightaway of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The Wheeling Modified Division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Nicholas Maynard and Andrew Allen looking to join the party. Corey Tesner will pull away from James Fountain in the number 24 machine, but Mark Haynes, the race leader, off turn 4. What an absolute race here that these guys have been putting on up to this point here. Besides the couple of caution we have, here comes Corey Tesner filling a gap down on the bottom side. Corey Tesner, the winner of the Madness Racing League TNA Truck Series last Friday, or 2 weeks ago, looking to make something shake here tonight in New Hampshire. Corey Tesner bad fast here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Meanwhile, Andrew Allen will get knocked out of the groove by Nicholas Maynard. Here comes Josh Thornton in the number 01, trying to battle for position against Andrew Allen. Meanwhile, Poncho McDowell, Tony Cook, Trevor Wall, and John Michael Bryant. These 3 guys are going to send it 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. John Michael Bryant down on the bottom side. Tell your mom to put her bra down. John Michael Bryant moving and grooving into turns 3 and 4. Trying to work the bottom side of the racetrack his way around the number. Looks like the 8 of Tony Cook in front of him. Here's Tony Cook, shakes that to the top side of the racetrack, goes clear himself around Travo Wall. Travo Wall is not going to be happy with the way Tony Cook cleared himself across the front bumper. But John Michael Bryant will overshoot turns 1 and 2, trying to clear the number 8. Not able to do it through turns 2 here down the back straightaway. Tony Cook will fight back hard. Single file almost all the way through the field. Here we go. Corey Tessner loose off the corner. As Chris Schaffner has worked his way into the battle with James Fountain here. But meanwhile, Chase Johnson will lose the second place spot to Caleb Tater, Chip Willett. Mark Haynes selling away with it here. Lap 39 is in the books, working it right now. Getting ready to come to lap 40, 20 laps remaining here before you know it. Mark Haynes off a turn 2 the race lead. Got a guy in the wall back there, Trevor Wall. You've seen him, he got cut off by Tony Cook here. Can only imagine if he's battling some handling conditions as they ride the top side in the middle all through the Magic Mile off of turns 3 and 4. Looks like Chris Schaffner not able to get the position around the number 24 of James Fountain here as they battle back into turns 1 and 2 here around the Mile Link Speedway here in New Hampshire, in Loudon, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Booty Scoot Racing channel, watching the I-85 Modified Division here for the Northeast Shootout. This has been one hell of a show. Make sure you go check out the YouTube page for all the full races linked there. You can watch back tonight's event from lap 1 to now. It's been a damn good one. Kyle Fountain of the number 59 machine here, separated from the rest of the field. He's got a great distance over the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, trying to run out his brother James Fountain as they currently run P5, P6, and 7 at the moment. But Corey Tessner's had a fast modified all night long as he's loose off the corner there. And Corey Tessner will be battling some handling conditions. You see the gap behind him to the gap in front of him here. Got some clean air. As he got contact in front of him here. Round goes to number 1 of Caleb Whitlett. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Right out the front bumper of Corey Tessner's cam. We've seen it happen. We'll throw up an instant replay here. Take a look and see what happened to the number 1 from Skowhegan, Maine. As he was running in the second place spot here. Maybe contact between him and Showtime Chase Johnson. We'll take a look here as they were battling door to door. Well, single file here. Looks like Caleb checked up a little hard here. Chase Johnson gives him a shot, sends him hard into the outside wall. Caleb Whitlett just has nowhere to go there. We'll ride on board with the number 1 machine and see if we can't see exactly what he's seeing out the front bumper. As he gets the front bumper from Chase Johnson here as they were riding down behind the number 79 gunslinger machine of Mark Haynes and just sends him around here. And he'll watch the rest of the field sail right by him. Hard shot here. For the number 1 height 1X machine of Caleb Tater Chit Willett. Ladies and gentlemen, I can hear it now. The tempers are flaring here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in the driver's chat. We're working the 4th caution flag of the night. We'll be back in a moment. Caleb Whitlett goes around. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, ladies and gentlemen, we want to tell you guys to please restrain your children here at the raceway. As this kid in front of me keeps turning around, flicking me the bird. I'm not happy with it. He's got to be every bit of 6 years old. He keeps looking at me that way. I might have to take the microphone off for a quick second and go handle some business. We're working the 4th caution flag here at the Northeast Shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you go do that at Booty Scoot Racing LLC to see the full race from tonight's event. If you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, it has been one hell of an event tonight. There's the number 8 of Tony Cook here off a pit road, getting some damage fixed. Mark Haynes, the race leader. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are the first time watching the I-85 Asphalt Modified Division, 60 laps here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway tonight. 0 sets of tires, 1 fast repair if they need it. So these guys are going to have to take care of everything that they have. As Poncho the Rain Man McDowell working his way up here in the top 10. He currently shakes out the 10th place spot. The Boogeyman looking to strike here As you see your mom throwing her hands up over there in the crowd here, we're rolling around the zipline cam, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Looks like these guys are going to double file it behind Peter the pace car. Peter the pace car, yes, we'll cut the lights off here. We'll get the 1 to green this time around. Ladies and gentlemen, we hate to do it to you, but we have to pay the bills here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Just want to remind you, the I-85 Asphalt Series, presented by the Maccabee Auto Service, LLC. Hit up Brandon Maccabee. Contact him today, 864-256-1346 for all your brake service, suspension repairs, transmission services. Brandon Maccabee gets it, you name it. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, Mark Haynes, the race leader. And if you could have heard some of these guys on the radio underneath the caution flag, probably get us kicked off TikTok here. These guys are not happy with the way that some of these guys have raced them here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Peter the pace car looking to hang the left on the pit road. 24 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in the Northeast Shootout. Back to the Greco restart zone. Back green here, the Northeast Shootout. Mark Haynes gets a great jump. So does Kyle Fountain here. Up the middle he'll look, but he's not able to get it here. We'll ride on board Kyle Fountain here through the restart as he works his way through turns 1 and 2 here, all over the back bumper of the number 22 of Chris Schaffner. Big Country sees the wreck in front of him here. Caution flag back out. There's a pile up on the back straightaway. Wow, we'll back that ass up here. Kyle Fountain goes from rolling to wrecked. Big time, big fast, big quick in a hurry. Off of turn 2, what happened? That's the race leader, Mark Haynes. Looks like he got a little shot from maybe Corey Tessner here. We'll see what happened here as they work themselves through turns 1 and 2 here on this restart. Mark Haynes shoving Chase Johnson, trying to hold his line. He gets a little loose here. That opens up the door for Corey Tessner. Corey Tessner nowhere to go. Sends the number 79 around. Big shot here for tons of these guys. Chris Schaffner up on the lid of the number 79. We'll ride out the front bumper of Chris Schaffner here. He takes a wild ride here of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. See how things unfolded in front of him as he was coming through the middle side of the racetrack here. He sees the check up in front of him here. Nowhere for him to go. The number 79 comes in front of him. He gets lifted up from the back here. The cookout machine up and over here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag number 5 here. Colby Westcott involved as well as Poncho McDowell. Chris Schaffner gets the most damage here. Kyle Fountain looking to get that thing turned back around. Peter the pace car back out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're working the caution flag. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
I had a couple dudes, we kick it every night. We drink a couple brews and get into a fight. If I could go back to that, man, I'd be alright. Yeah, I take it all back for you. I've been beating up black and blue. Yeah, I know what I have to do. Never roll back, that's the truth. Yeah, I take it all back for you. I've been beating up black and blue. Yeah, I know what I have to do. Never roll back, that's the truth. Yeah, I know what I have to do. Never roll back, that's the truth. Yeah, I know what I have to do. Never roll back, that's the truth. Good times, man, they never last. So recognize when you're in a man, not the past. Screw school and class, just get a pass. C's get degrees, you got a life to have. Roll up to the party in a Hummer limo. You're sipping on the card and turn them into nymphos. Already getting started, freshman in limbo. Snapchat.
Bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We want to thank our soldiers for everything that they do for us here. We're working the 5th caution flag here tonight in the Northeast Shootout at the New Hampshire Speedway. Major confrontation up front here for the race lead. Showtime Chase Johnson was battling hard on the outside of the number 79 of Mark Haynes here. Mark Haynes currently sitting behind the race leader here. He'll have to get his lap back here as he was registered in front. Up the race leader, it's going to be, looks like Showtime Chase Johnson when we get ready to go back racing here. So Showtime Chase Johnson will redeem the race lead here. And Corey Riptide Tessner put the back bumper to the number 79 when he checked up big time. Corey Tessner had nowhere to go. He sent the number 79 around. James Fountain, that'll help him out big time. He's moved his way up to the 3rd place spot, finally with a chance at the back bumper of the race leader when we get ready to go race. The kid of Nicholas Maynard from Welford, South Carolina, the number 02 Penske Maynard Motors machine. Looks like he's going to round out the 4th place spot here, so he's in contention when we get ready to go back racing here with 20 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Thornton, excuse me. Why do I keep saying that? And the number 01 machine has just put himself in contention here in his Booty Scoot Racing debut here on the TikTok platform or on YouTube. However the hell you're watching it, Josh Thornton with a chance to win it here in New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're going to have to refrain you from taking your clothes off here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. John Michael Bryant has moved his way up into, looks like it's going to be the 6th place spot here when we get ready to re-rack on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll start on the outside, 3rd row. On the inside of him, looks like it's going to be the number 22, excuse me, of Chris Schaffner right behind him, and he'll have the Rayman of Poncho McDowell on the outside of him. Re-racked, reloaded, ready to go racing here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Northeast Shootout. A couple of Yankees were taking the race leaders all day long, but we got a couple Southern rednecks on the front with Chase Johnson and Corey Tesner, the 2 Carolina kids, four Carolina kids rounding out the 2 front rows as they're looking to get down and hillbilly boogie their way to the front here with 19 laps remaining. Josh Thornton and John Michael Bryant, another Carolina kid in the 23 machine, looking to strike here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Peter the pace car down on the pit road, getting ready to lead them back to the Geico restart zone. A little beating and banging here. We're back green here in the Northeast Shootout. 3 wide back here already. That's the number 88 of, looks like it's going to be Andrew Allen here. Kyle Fountain split up the middle, 3 wide. They're worked their way off turn 2 here, down the back straightaway. Looks like these guys are going to be able to sort themselves out here. Tony Cook will make the pass around everybody. Looks like he was able to get a 2 for a 1 there in the turns off of turns 2 down the back straightaway. As Tony Cook at the number 8 works the top side of the racetrack. He's got Chris Schaffner, Kyle Fountain leading the charge. He's got, yes, they'll sort it out behind him. Dallas Knox will have to lift a little bit. Not happy with the way that these guys ain't leaving him any room on the racetrack. Is Caleb Whitlet pissed off from the way that he was sent around on the racetrack, absolutely driving the hell out that number 1T machine as he pulled into the back bumper of Kyle Fountain here. Not able to complete the pass here, down the back straightaway. The battle for the race lead, not shaking up here. Showtime Chase Johnson out front here as he's got Corey Rick Ty Tesner slowing the gap up. Corey Tesner's cut some of the fastest laps on the racetrack. Can he run down the race leader? But here comes James Fountain battling hard. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard and the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. What a recipe for the disaster. Oil and water does not mix. Nicholas Maynard, the water. John Michael Bryant, the oil. Side by side off turn 2. Nicholas Maynard able to pull by the number 23 machine. Looks like John Michael Bryant will give up the spot right there, trying to save a little bit of something with 16 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Single file throughout the rest of the field here. Chris Schaffner. Traffic jam in front of the front bumper of Kyle Fountain. Kyle Fountain will get a bumper for the number 1 machine. He can't go nowhere though. Kyle Fountain gridlocked here on the outside into turn 22. Caleb Whitler trying to put his car somewhere it doesn't belong. He gets loose down on the bottom side. Caleb Whitler driving like a pissed off crackhead here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Not happy with the way that Showtime Chase Johnson raced him and sent him around here from the 2nd place spot. Meanwhile, the 23 machine and Tony Cook are going to battle door to door here across the front stretch. Poncho McDowell's looking out the front bumper of his machine. He sees the 2 guys battle in front of him here. He knows he's got an opportunity to make something shake. As he pulls up here, Tony Cook loose in front of him here. We might have contact. There might be a wreck. John Michael Bryant rocking it across the field. Torpedo caution flag. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to go grab your Bibles and call your minister here. Instant replay coming your way. John Michael Bryant has just torpedoed across the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We'll take a look and see what happened here. We've seen Tony Cook get loose into the corner here. And John Michael Bryant rockets across the right front bumper into the catch pins. Big shot here for the number 23 machine. Wow, we'll back that ass up here and ride aboard with the boogeyman. Your mom, ladies and gentlemen, please go grab her, hug her tight, and cope hard as the boogeyman has just went around into the outside catch fence here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll ride on board here with the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. As you see him rocket off the right front here, lifted up into the catch fence here. Big shot for John Michael Bryant here as he torpedoes down off of turn 2. Caution flag flies here. Big shot for country Kyle Fountain as well. He'll get that number 59 machine refired here, but the left front is absolutely toast on that machine. He's going nowhere. John Michael Bryant Big damage here to the 23 Rogue Modified. We're under the caution flag for the 6th time tonight. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gonna launch quick, and I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the line. Moving under my prime, just quit my 9 to 5. I'm rocking, they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb.
Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the 6th caution flag tonight. John Michael Bryant brings down the beaten and battered 23 Rogue Dip Machine to get his fast repair here. You see the right front is not moving at all. Torpedo is, I can't even begin to explain. John Michael Bryant will have to be evaluated after the race in the infield care center for that shot that he took. Looks like Dallas Knox is going to beat the 23 machine off. Tony Cook got a fast repair. He's back out on the racetrack as well here. Working the 6th caution flag of the night. Poncho Rainman McDowell has worked his way back up to the 6th place spot here. He's looking to make something shake here. The Rainman looking to cause a thunderstorm here in the closing laps as we're working with 12 laps remaining here. The kid of Nicholas Maynard from Wilford, South Carolina, trying to stay out of trouble majority of the night. He's worked his way up to the 4th place spot with Joshua Thornton here. The number 01 on the 5th place top 5 spot. But it's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader. Corey Riptide Tesler on the outside. Nicholas Maynard in the 4th place spot on the 2nd row. Joshua Thompson will get the 3rd row on the inside 5th place spot. James Fountain will get the 3rd place spot, 2nd row on the inside of the kid. Getting ready to go that racing here after a massive shot here for a couple of these guys here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant back out on the racetrack with his fast repair. Colby Westcott back out here as well in the number 5 machine. Looking to make something shake here in the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And Tony Cook will pick up a fast repair as well. And Mark Haynes will roll out the tail end of the field here. Chase Johnson, the race leader here. Peter, the pace car, getting ready to bring on back to the Geico restart zone. We're getting ready to go back racing here. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 laps will be remaining when the green flag goes flying here from Freddie the Flagman. Who will win the 2nd race on the season? Showtime Chase Johnson out front. Corey Tesler on the outside. Nicholas Maynard, James Fountain on the outside as well. 4 Carolina kids are going to battle it out here. 11 laps remaining. As they come flying into turns 1 and 2 on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Contact made here into turns 1 and 2. That's going to be big shots from some of these guys. That's going to open up the door for Tony Cook. He'll shoot it up the middle 3 wide. Colby Westcott jacked up by Dallas Knox. John Michael Bryant involved once more. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. All that looks like it came off the front bumper of possibly Colby Westcott here, but we'll take a look here, back that ass up and get a better look here as things just happen so damn fast. We'll throw it up for an instant replay here, as we always do, for the number 5 of Colby Westcott. John Michael Bryant can't catch a break here. He takes another big shot here. You see what's going on here. John Michael Bryant in the bottom 3 wide on Colby Westcott here. Colby Westcott gets loose, gets into the left rear of John Michael Bryant here. And they go flying and spinning through your living room. Colby Westcott ass first into the number 23 machine of John Michael Bryant. Dallas Knox involved as well. Most of these guys, although they were able to get these things refired and going back here relatively quickly here. We'll work the 6th caution flag of the night and be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Your body, let it come out with shots of Bacardi. Just let your body go. We'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. Holding good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage.
Welcome back in here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working the 6th caution flag of the night. Colby Westcott gets thrown 3 wide by the 23 machine of John Michael Bryan. Looks like it's a little bit of mayhem here as Dallas Knox trying to give as much room as possible. He gets at the tail end of the field here. But disaster struck here, and we have 8 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I'm getting word from the admin with 2 of those being for overtime if we need it. We'll have 4 laps remaining here. It looks like we're going to go racing here with 3 laps to go. Can these guys get it under the amount of time possible, the 60 scheduled laps here? Or can we stay out of the overtime here? Looks like Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader here, with Corey Riptide Tesner on the outside. James Fountain will get the 3rd place spot on the inside with Nicholas Maynard in the 2nd row on the outside. None of these guys have won a modified event up to this point because it's only race 2 since we've had it on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Josh Thornton making his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here in the modified division. He's currently P5 with Chris Schaffner rounding out the 3rd row on the outside of him. Ladies and gentlemen, re-racked, reloaded, ready to go racing here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Northeast Shootout for the WHELEN modified division for the I-85 Asphalt Series. Get ready to go back racing here. Peter the pace car is getting ready to hang that left on the pit road here. We're getting ready to fire back off here in the Northeast Shootout here. We got 1 car flying up the side. That's going to be Mark Haynes. That's going to be a black flag. That's illegal. You cannot do that. Looks like Corey Tesler threw the block on the number 79. 79 here will be posted, yes, from the race admin. Black flag from the number 79 of Mark Haynes for jumping on the outside of the restart there. That is illegal, folks. You cannot do that here. Mark Haynes, black flags here. Battle for the race lead between Corey Tesner and Showtime Chase Johnson. Mark Haynes takes out Corey Tesner big time. No stands for that on here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Mark Haynes loses his cool here, and he'll take out Corey Riptide Tesner here. That is a no-go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I would imagine that would be a suspension for the number 79 of Mark Haynes here. We've seen him and Corey Tesner be in bank before. Mark Haynes already black flag for jumping the restart here. Not sure why he was even on the outside here. Mark Haynes just overdrives it here to make sure he takes out the number 10 of Corey Riptide Tesner here in the turns 3 and 4. And he'll be successful, and that'll take out Corey Tesner here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Mark Haynes has it parked up top here, and he'll be disqualified and taken off the racetrack and parked on pit road. Caution flag is out for the 7th time tonight. Timbers have flared here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Northeast Shootout. We'll talk to the admin, get things underneath control here, working the 7th caution flag of the race. Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
It's too late now. I remember everything and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. And how careless we could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll throw the broadcast back up here. We are working the 7th caution flag of the night. Showtime Chase Johnson, the race leader. Perfect song for the fit underneath the commercial break. Careless by Netflix. Make sure you go check them out on YouTube because that's exactly what that was from the number 79 of Mark Haynes here, who has been parked and taken off of the racetrack for unsportsmanlike conduct, as him and Corey Tesner made contact, the caution fire before, as they were battling for the race lead. Corey Tesner puts a little bump to the number 79, gets him a little loose here, nothing crazy intentional, but Mark Haynes and the number 79 will jump the restart here, and he will take out Corey Riptide Tesner in the number 10 machine. Payback here for the number 79, and Corey Tesner will have to start the tail end of the field here. Disqualification for the number 79. No place here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and or in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division for that type of shit nonsense. We will not stand for it. Quote from the admin: ladies and gentlemen, we are glad you have tuned in here. Head of the overtime here for the Modified Division. Real simple on how it works. 2 attempts at the overtime. If they get the white flag, caution flags are off. Anything goes. The first person back to the checker flag wins. If they wreck before the conclusion of the first lap to the white flag, the caution flag will fly here, and we'll re-rack them. 2 attempts at it. Can they get it done here? Showtime. Chase Johnson going to be on the front row. James Fountain will move up to the outside front row here for the first time, get some clean air. Josh Thompson was able to get around the kid of Nicholas Maynard there. He'll get the 3rd place spot here. All up on each other. Get ready to go racing here in overtime on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back right here in the Northeast Shootout. These guys are going to fan out into turns 1 and 2 here. Got to give it everything you got here with 2 laps remaining here. Who's going to get it here? Maybe a little contact through turns 1 and 2 between Chris Schaffner and Tony Cook. Down the back straightaway here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 2 laps remaining. Can they keep it clean all the way to the white flag? Through turns 3 and 4, Nicholas Maynard on the top side of the racetrack. He'll get a little loose. Chris Schaffner trying to work hard. Showtime. Chase Johnson will come across. He'll take the white flag, presented by AFLglobal.com. Showtime. Chase Johnson will bring him down into turns 1 and 2. He'll have James Fountain all over the ass end of him. James Fountain trying to work the back bumper off turn 2. James Fountain will get one more shot at it. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. James Fountain trying to roll extra hard into turns 3 and 4. He'll close the gap up to the back bumper of Chase Johnson. They'll come off turns 3 and 4. He's not able to do it. Chase Johnson will come to the Geico restart zone and win the Northeast Shootout. Chase Johnson will get the P1 spot with James Fountain rounding out right behind him by a 1/10 of a second here. Showtime. Chase Johnson survives the overtime here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and locks himself into the playoff here in the Wheeling Modified Division here in the Northeast Shootout here. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Johnson wins it here, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. See if we can't get a burnout from the number 1 machine of Chase Johnson here as he gets the congratulatory bump from James Fountain. James Fountain will take the P2 spot here and bring it on home down pit road. But you're looking out the front end of Showtime Chase Johnson here in his Citrus Safe Cleaners number 1 Wheeling Modified. He'll bring it around the front stretch here. Burn it down for you folks on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll bring up tonight's results here. Present it down for a driver's interview. See if we can't get a microphone down there and a couple of these drivers. That tension has flared here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But it was no match for the number 1 of Showtime Chase Johnson. We'll pick up the big 3 here at the Northeast Shootout. And the South will win this time around. And he'll turn it back around here. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson brings the number 1 Citrus Safe machine around the front stretch here to burn it down for you folks here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll finally get that thing under control. We'll pull up tonight's race results here. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain got the 2nd place spot behind the race winner of, looks like going to be Showtime Chase Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys tuning in here. It was one hell of a battle here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, make sure you press that like button and press that follow button. And Showtime Chase Johnson brought home the victory here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with James Fountain getting the 2nd place spot. Joshua Thornton got the 3rd place spot with Nicholas Maynard getting the 4th place spot here tonight. Chris Schaffner got the 5th place spot here, and Tony Cook got the 6th place spot, tonight. Poncho McDowell will get the 7th place spot, and John Michael Bryant will get the 8th place spot. Colby Westcott will get the 9th place spot with Dallas Knox scraping out that 10th place spot. Travel Wall will get the 11th place spot with Corey Tesner getting absolutely taken out by Mark Haynes here. Unfortunate event. He'll round out the 12th place spot. Chris Knighty in the 13th place spot here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with Caleb Willett in the Tater Chip Machine will round out the 14th place spot. Mark Haynes will get the 14th place spot, and Andrew Allen will get the 15th place spot. Kyle Fountain will get the 16th place spot with Jeremy Douglas getting the 17th place spot here. And see if we can't round out here. Yes, Mason Cothran, the tail end of the field here, involved in multiple accidents tonight. The Red Bull number 11 will round out the 18th place spot here. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go nowhere. We will be back here in just a moment here with drivers' interviews. See if we can get a microphone down there on pit road with a couple of these drivers and the night's race winner of Showtime, Chase Johnson. They'll be back in a moment. Don't go nowhere.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never give it up, I ain't never give up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never give it up, I ain't never give up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never give it up, I ain't never give up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you. I ain't here to make
Ladies and gentlemen, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't get a pit reporter down there to the victory lane here where they're throwing up a party. See if we can't get Chase Johnson on the line here. Give me 1 second here to reset the camera angle so you guys will be able to see here. I'll throw up the commercial break here. This should refresh it for us. See if we can't get it going back to how we would like it. Yes, we got it the way that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to send it out here the victory lane to the Booty Scoot Racing pit reporter. He's with the number 1 of Showtime, Chase Johnson, the winner here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel.
You'll see.
You got us?
We're down here in Victory Lane on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with the number 14 of Chase Johnson. He brings home the win here at the Magic Mile of the New Hampshire Speedway. Tough battle there at the end, Chase. You had to really earn it. 2 overtimes is what it took here. They wrecked several times throughout the field. Tipper's Flair here at race number 2. Walk us through your day and how you was able to escape James Fountain on the overtime.
Well, it was a good race until it wasn't. A couple of them northern guys wanted to play northern games, so it went all chaos. But I want to thank the guys who brought me a good car. I enjoyed it. It was a good race.
Score your first ever modified victory here, picking up where you left off really momentarily here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, clicking up wins off left and right here. You'll go pick up Larry the Lobster in Victory Lane here, and you'll race for the playoffs and lock yourself in here. Just go ahead and shout out everybody you would like to thank here.
First and foremost, I want to shout out to man above, Jesus Christ, and then just shout out to the team. They brought a fast car, like I said. Hopefully we can keep stacking them on the season, and we'll go into the playoffs and see what we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the number 14 of Chase Johnson. He picked up the win here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We'll move down here on the grid. The second place runner-up, James Fountain, in the number 24 Wheelen Modified Machine. James, you bring it home here in the second place spot. You drug your way up through the field, ran top 5 all night. Just come up short here in overtime to Chase Johnson. Walk us through your day.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day overall. I just want to thank my team, my guys, for bringing me a S car out here. I felt we had a top 5 car, and I just wanted to wheel it up there and give the guys what they deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain comes in here, the New Hampshire Speedway, his first ever modified race. Kind of walk us through what it felt like to get your hands on the wheel of a modified tour, event here. Finally, for the first time ever on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we're kicking it off here, and you're looking great.
Oh, yeah. Love it here at the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and I love this modified series. These cars ride on edge all the time, feel like I'm on ice. It's definitely a handful, but it's always a good time whenever you have a good race.
That's the number 24 machine of James Fountain, brings it home in the second place spot. We'll go down here to the third place runner-up. Podium spot for the number 01 of Josh Thornton. Josh, walk us through your night here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here at the Magic Mile. You was able to work your way through traffic. Overtime comes here, 2 of them, and you round home the 3rd place spot. Tell us what you were thinking.
Shitty kind of qualifying, not the best, but hey, you got to do what you got to do and be patient. Obviously, we had some cautions, and we didn't want to wear the tires out too much here, so being patient was definitely key, and had to be there at the end.
You make the trip over here to the Northeast from Ohio. Kind of walk us through your emotions coming here to New Hampshire Speedway. Tough battles out here tonight. Guys were erupting in chaos. Kind of describe what it was out there racing with the field tonight, and go ahead and shout out all your sponsors and anybody you'd like to thank here.
I definitely like to shout out Combat Warriors as one of my sponsors. I appreciate them for what they do and what they do for veterans. Yeah, it was definitely a good race overall. Definitely new to here, and I'm looking forward to continuing the success, hopefully moving on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the number 01 of Joshua Thornton, bringing home the 3rd place spot here. We'll move down here to the top 5 finisher of Chris Schaffner from High Point, North Carolina. Chris, walk us through your day here. You'll make the trip up north to New Hampshire, complete a couple of laps to bring home the top 5 here. Big battles back there. You have some contact to the back end of your number 22 machine. Walk us through your day.
Well, that was a pretty tough race. Switching lanes a lot. It looks like the drivers were doing their best to hold their positions, but it was very tough getting around everybody. It was fun racing with Fontaine, Thornton, Johnson, just the whole crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 22 of Chris Schaffner from High Point, North Carolina. Chris, want to go ahead and shout out any of your sponsors. Tell them where they can check out the onboard cam from the night's race.
That's right. Go to my YouTube at Patrick Schaffner. You watch the in-car camera. You can also listen to our spotters, Paul Wolf, Poker Wolf, and our teammates at iRacing, Poncho, Rainman, McDowell.
Parker Wolf will spot home the number 22, Chris Schaffner, to a top 5 position here. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it down here on pit road for driver interviews. We'll send it back up to the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it from us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here in the Northeast Shootout live as you look down at the empty racetrack at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, the Northeast Shootout was an absolute just that, shootout. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson brings home the victory here tonight. And he was challenged here in overtime, but was able to bring it home, ladies and gentlemen. And that'll wrap it up for us. And we'll bring home the broadcast here from Loudon. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out the YouTube page at Booty Scoot Racing LLC for all of the full races and streams. Make sure you press that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss tomorrow night's late model race from the I-85 Asphalt Series from New Smyrna. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This has been the Northeast Shootout. See you tomorrow.
Let's go. Yeah, I said I got this, I'm in it. I'm hella filthy, so I got this, I'm winning. I'm not a quitter, so I'm not fucking quitting. Just try to stop me and you'll drop dead missing. I'm on my way to the top now, listen. I ain't never gonna stop too driven. I ain't never getting lost, got vision. I'ma make this shit hot, ignition. Yeah, y'all give me facts, not fiction. Then you know I fucking listen, cause I'm on a fucking mission. Man, you got to be driven, cause this world is unforgiving. You're the only one that's winning, or the only one that's quitting. So get up and stay committed.